China has just revealed an electric car that completely changes the way we think about batteries. Most electric vehicles carry a giant battery pack bolted underneath the floor. This one is different. The battery is no longer just something hidden under the car. It has become part of the car itself. The floor you stand on, the structure around you, and the body holding everything together all work with the battery as one system. Even more surprising, this technology can charge so quickly that by the time you plug in, check a few messages on your phone, and grab a coffee, the car is almost ready to continue your journey with hundreds of miles of driving range. It sounds like science fiction, but it is happening right now. The company behind this breakthrough is BYD. Years ago, almost nobody outside China knew its name. Today, it is one of the biggest electric vehicle manufacturers in the world, competing directly with companies that once dominated the industry. The most amazing part is that BYD did not begin by building cars. It started in a small rented room, making rechargeable batteries for mobile phones. That simple beginning gave the company something no traditional car maker had. They spent years learning exactly how batteries worked, why they failed, and how they could be made safer, stronger, and much cheaper. Before we continue, if you enjoy discovering future technology before it becomes mainstream, make sure you subscribe to Beyond Human and turn on notifications. Every week we bring you incredible innovations that could change the future much sooner than most people expect. Back in 1995, Wang Chuanfu founded BYD in Shenzhen with only a small team and a big dream. Mobile phones were becoming more popular every year, and demand for rechargeable batteries was exploding. Instead of competing with huge global companies using expensive machines, BYD relied on smart manufacturing and constant improvements. Within a few years, they became one of the world's largest battery suppliers. When BYD entered the automobile business in the early 2000s, they looked at electric cars differently from everyone else. Most car companies treated the battery as just another component they purchased from outside suppliers. BYD saw the battery as the heart of the entire vehicle because that was the technology they understood better than anyone else. That single difference would eventually change everything. Around 2020, while many manufacturers focused on nickel-rich batteries for higher energy density, BYD made a risky decision. They invested heavily in lithium iron phosphate batteries, also called LFP batteries. Many experts believe this chemistry had already reached its limits. It stored slightly less energy than some alternatives, so many brands ignored it. But BYD noticed something much more important. LFP batteries were naturally safer, lasted longer, handled repeated charging better, and were significantly less likely to suffer dangerous thermal runaway, one of the biggest concerns for electric vehicles. Instead of abandoning the technology, BYD completely redesigned it. Engineers created long, slim battery cells shaped like blades. These blade batteries allowed more cells to fit into the same space while reducing unnecessary materials. The result was better efficiency, lower production costs, and much higher safety. During public demonstrations, BYD even showed the blade battery surviving extreme pressure tests, including being crushed and driven over by a fully loaded truck without catching fire. Those tests shocked the industry and proved that battery safety did not have to come at the expense of performance. But as impressive as the blade battery was, BYD believed it could go even further. Their engineers asked one question that almost nobody else dared to ask. What if the battery did not simply power the car? What if the battery actually became part of the car itself? That bold idea would lead to one of the biggest engineering breakthroughs the electric vehicle industry has seen in years. That single idea completely changed the way BYD engineers designed an electric car. Instead of building a large battery pack first and then attaching it underneath the vehicle, they redesigned the entire structure around the battery cells themselves. This new system is called cell-to-body technology. Rather than sitting inside a heavy metal box, the battery becomes part of the vehicle's skeleton. The floor beneath the passengers is actually formed by the battery structure, allowing the cells to help support the entire body of the car. Think of it like the human body. Your bones are not something added inside you after you are born. They are the structure that holds everything together. BYD wanted the battery to perform the same role. Instead of carrying extra weight that only stores electricity, the battery now stores energy, while also making the vehicle stronger and more rigid. That means every kilogram of material performs more than one job. This design creates several important advantages. Because engineers removed the large battery casing and many unnecessary supporting parts, much more space could be used for actual battery cells. BYD says nearly 77% of the battery system is now active energy storage instead of packaging and empty space. That allows the vehicle to travel much farther without making the battery physically larger. The benefits do not stop there. A stronger body also improves driving performance. When a car is more rigid, it feels more stable in corners, responds faster to steering, and reduces vibrations inside the cabin. Luxury sports cars have used extremely stiff body structures for years because they improve handling and passenger comfort. BYD achieves similar results using intelligent engineering instead of relying only on expensive materials. Weight reduction is another major advantage. Traditional battery packs require thick protective casings, heavy mounting brackets, and additional structural reinforcement. Removing many of these parts reduces overall weight, helping the car travel farther while using less electricity. More efficiency means lower running costs and fewer charging stops over the life of the vehicle. Safety was another priority. Because the battery is now integrated into the body, impact forces can spread across the vehicle instead of concentrating on one separate battery box. Combined with the Blade battery's excellent resistance to overheating, BYD believes this creates one of the safest battery systems currently available in mass production. Before we reveal the number that stunned the entire automotive industry in 2025, take 1 second to support Beyond Human. Click the subscribe button because stories like this are only the beginning. The future of transportation is changing faster than most people realize, and you do not want to miss what comes next. Then came the announcement that nobody expected. During BYD's launch event in early 2025, the company revealed its new Super E platform. The headline feature immediately grabbed worldwide attention. Using an ultra-fast charger capable of delivering up to 1,000 kilowatts of charging power, compatible vehicles could add roughly 400 kilometers, or around 250 miles, of driving range in about 5 minutes under ideal conditions. Engineers, journalists, and competitors were left almost speechless because charging times that once took half an hour had suddenly been reduced to just a few minutes. It was one of the biggest leaps the electric vehicle industry had ever witnessed, and it showed that the future many people thought was still years away had already started. For years, one of the biggest reasons people avoided buying an electric car was simple. Charging took too long. Even many modern fast chargers still require 20 to 40 minutes to add a useful amount of range. That may not sound terrible, but when people are used to spending only 5 minutes at a gas station, it feels like a major inconvenience. BYD's new technology is trying to remove that problem almost completely. Of course, charging a car in just 5 minutes is only possible if the charging station can provide an enormous amount of power. That creates another challenge. If thousands of cars pull that much electricity directly from the grid at the same time, local power systems could become overloaded. BYD planned for this long before launching the vehicle. Instead of depending only on the electrical grid, many of BYD's newest charging stations include their own energy storage systems. Throughout the day, these stations slowly collect electricity and store it inside large battery units. When a compatible vehicle arrives, the station releases that stored energy at an extremely high speed. You can imagine it like filling a giant water tank all day and then opening a large valve for just a few minutes. The energy is already waiting, so the power can be delivered without placing sudden pressure on the electrical network. BYD also announced an ambitious plan to build thousands of these ultra-fast charging stations across China. The company has already started expanding this network because fast-charging cars are only useful if drivers can actually find chargers capable of delivering those incredible speeds. Building both the vehicles and the charging infrastructure at the same time gives BYD an advantage that many competitors still do not have. The company's growth over the last few years has been nothing short of remarkable. BYD now sells millions of vehicles every year, including compact city cars, family SUVs, luxury sedans, buses, trucks, and even high-performance supercars. This massive production scale allows the company to improve battery technology much faster, while reducing manufacturing costs through experience and volume. The most exciting part is that cell-to-body technology is not limited to one expensive flagship model. As production increases, this engineering approach can gradually move into more affordable vehicles. History has shown that many technologies first appear in premium products before becoming available to everyday buyers. Anti-lock brakes, airbags, LED headlights, and advanced driver assistance systems all followed that path. Structural battery technology could become the next major step in that evolution. What makes this even more interesting is that other global manufacturers are now racing to develop similar solutions. Companies like Tesla and several European brands have also been researching structural battery designs, but BYD has demonstrated a complete production-ready package combining structural batteries, blade battery safety, long driving range, and ultra-fast charging. The competition has become much more intense, and that is good news for customers because faster innovation usually leads to better and more affordable vehicles. One thing is becoming clear. The electric car industry is no longer changing little by little. It is moving forward in giant steps. The question is no longer whether electric vehicles can replace traditional cars. The real question is how quickly these new technologies will become available around the world. When you look at the bigger picture, this breakthrough is about much more than just one new electric car. It is about changing the way future vehicles are designed from the ground up. For years, people believed electric cars would always involve compromises. Longer charging times, limited driving range, battery safety concerns, and poor performance in extreme weather were seen as unavoidable. BYD is showing that those problems can be reduced through smarter engineering rather than simply making batteries bigger. Imagine driving over 600 miles on a single charge, stopping for only a few minutes, and continuing your journey almost as quickly as filling a gasoline car. That kind of experience completely changes how people think about electric vehicles. Long road trips become easier, daily commuting becomes more convenient, and range anxiety starts to disappear. While real-world results will always depend on driving style, weather, road conditions, and speed, the progress is impossible to ignore. Another important advantage is battery life. Lithium iron phosphate batteries are already known for surviving thousands of charging cycles while maintaining strong performance. That means many owners could drive their cars for years before noticing significant battery degradation. Combined with lower maintenance costs, fewer moving parts than gasoline engines, and improving charging networks, electric vehicles are becoming a much stronger long-term investment than ever before. Experts also believe structural battery technology could eventually expand beyond passenger cars. The same engineering could power electric buses, delivery trucks, construction equipment, and even energy storage systems that help stabilize national power grids using renewable energy like solar and wind. In other words, this innovation could influence much more than transportation alone. What makes BYD's story so inspiring is where it started. A company that began in a small rented room building batteries for mobile phones has grown into one of the world's largest electric vehicle manufacturers. Instead of following the traditional path, they questioned old ideas, took risks that many competitors avoided, and invested heavily in battery research when others focused elsewhere. Today, those decisions are paying off in ways that very few people expected. The future of transportation is arriving faster than most experts predicted. Whether other manufacturers catch up in the next few years remains to be seen, but one thing is certain: the competition has entered a completely new era. Every major automaker is now watching closely because customers will expect faster charging, longer range, safer batteries, and lower prices than ever before. If you enjoyed this video and learned something new, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Beyond Human for more incredible technology stories from around the world.